Thank you, General Mattis. Welcome to the committee. Thank you for your many decades of service, and thank you for your willingness to answer the call to serve once again. In his speech on our defense in Philadelphia, President-elect Trump committed to a 540,000-man Army, a 36-battalion Marine Corps, a 350-ship Navy, and an Air Force with at least 1,200 fighter aircraft. Do you agree that these numbers are the correct targets for which we should aim for our armed forces?
Sir, in my discussion with the President-elect, he wants to strengthen the military. I'll have to look at those numbers in particular. I would tell you that he takes the issue seriously, as you can see from what he's proposed there, and I believe that that is the right direction. The timing, the phasing of that, and making certain that whatever you've already bought for us is fully maintained. These are challenges that we'll have to look at for current readiness and future readiness of the force. But I believe the direction he has outlined is accurate.
Thank you. Do you have a perspective on what is a more urgent priority, current end strength or the aging equipment of our armed forces?
Senator, I think that we have a reset problem in several of our armed forces coming out of many years of hard use. That reset has not been achieved. We also have a current maintenance problem where ships are at sea longer because the ships that are supposed to relieve them are not prepared. And then we've got to look at the future force to make certain, like in my case, every time I went to fight, somebody had done something 20 years before that put me in a dominant position. So we're going to have to balance all that, and I look forward to working with this committee in figuring this out, trying to get the right balance for that.
Thank you. I want to return to the nuclear triad discussion you had with Senator Fisher, in which you expressed your support for it. When we look at the triad we have today, though, it's getting somewhat long in the tooth. I think every leg of that triad may be older than I am. We're undertaking a significant modernization program today. Are you committed to the continuation of the Columbia-class submarine?
Yes, sir, I am.
The B-21 bomber?
Yeah, a manned bomber, yes, I am, sir.
The ground-based strategic deterrent?
I am, sir.
Long-range standoff cruise missile?
I need to look at that one, sir. My going-in position would be it makes sense, but I need to look at it in terms of its deterrent capability.
Secretary Bob Gates, for whom we both served, many levels lower than did you, wrote in his books that a common misunderstanding in Washington is the Deputy Secretary of any department manages the department. He said that only the Secretary of Defense can truly run the department and really run major critical programs. He cited as some examples the mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicle, unmanned aerial ISR assets in theater, and the so-called golden hour of getting combat care to troops who are wounded on the battlefield. Just three examples of that. He had to prioritize and invest his time and influence and prestige to accomplish within the department's bureaucracy. As you look forward to serving as Secretary of Defense, what are the 2 or 3 priorities you think that are both most urgent and most intractable? You'll need to personally invest your time and influence and prestige.
In strengthening the military, sir, there are times when the Secretary himself has to overrun any kind of obstacles, but you want to set up a department that by and large can do that as a matter of its core processes. And in this case, what Senator McCaskill brought up earlier, where I cannot come before you and tell you that we have an audit, an ironclad audit to show you where we're spending money, means that we're going to have to get some people, I don't know if it's the deputy or the chief management officer, who are focused 24/7 on getting these business practices down to a point that I can win your confidence when I come up here and ask for money. At the same time, I think that the decisions on the use of force, the active oversight of operations overseas, and the engagement with our allies are things that I'm going to have to spend a lot of time on based on some of the questions and comments that have been given here today.
Thank you again for your willingness to serve our country once again.
Yes, sir.